Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and tipping the Clarista. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. How is everyone? I hope you are well. Oh. I'm glad my timing is perfect. I felt fine the whole time. I just, yeah, I've been fine. I'm just taking time to myself because yeah, I don't, pour into me enough, and I'm constantly pouring out into everyone, and I needed to just rest. So yeah, that's funny, Mr. Steve. 17's been kind of a big number here recently, but thank you for asking. Yeah, I've been fine. I just oh. And I don't know why this stream is kind of being wonky. Sorry, I keep cutting off here. Thanks. All right, Wendy. Whatever Wendy needs to know. Gotcha, darling. All right, what does Wendy need to know? Yeah, you just don't really, or at least I didn't really recognize the, you know, the weight, you know, because I hadn't really taken a vacation, I mean, besides weekends, like, since, for, you know, a year and a half, and, you know, doing energetic work and not taking that time, man, that really slowed some things down. I've got a lot of, you know, yeah. Anyways. Alright. What does Wendy need to know? Okay, so Wendy, there's something that is not over, but it's something that's good. It may seem like it's over, Okay, it may seem like your world is kind of upside down with this world card being in reverse, right? That's also denoting to like a cycle that's not over. But if you see the rest of these cards, this is a good thing because we have the King of Wands here crossing it. That's definitely I feel like you've been kind of leading, you know, you've taken charge. You haven't taken, when it comes to this situation, you haven't taken the back seat. You haven't, you know, aside from just, you know, allowing the divine to do whatever the divine is going to do. But it feels like as far as like, because with this Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Ten of Swords, you know, this Eight of Wands is action. I do want to say, be mindful of maybe some family members. They may want to usher in some sort of endings, Wendy. I don't know who these people are. But I feel like, this could be maybe the reason why it may seem like your world is upside down, but you... I don't see you being the victim here. Whatever it is, I feel like you've been taking leadership. It's like you're like, okay, you know, this is a situation. You know, pray about it, go within about it. What can I do? You know what I mean? How am I supposed to move from here? What direction do I go from here? So it feels like there's something that's not over. It does feel like you're kind of like right on the, with these two tens here. Okay, it does feel like you're like right on the brink of these new beginnings, right? This like almost like this fresh start. So again, it's not necessarily something that is brand new, but it is a fresh start. And it feels like there's, you know, some programming that's going, you know, going away when it comes to this, and maybe some, but yeah, this is kind of what's going on. So again, it may seem, you know, your world may seem kind of like, and it doesn't have to be, you know, huge, right? But there just may be something that's like, man, I'm not sure exactly what's happening, right? But again, it's because of the role that you played or that you are playing in this situation. There are, look, Ace of Cups. There is a fresh start coming. With this Queen of Swords and this Ten of Swords, it makes me feel like it's, you know, you're gaining a new perception. There's removal of some sort of, you know what it feels like? It feels a little bit like fear, a little bit almost like a cowering energy, like again, I don't feel like this feels like a program. It feels like there's a situation that may have kind of brought out some almost maybe like shameful feelings, or, and again, not to say that you've done anything to feel shame about, right? You know, guilt makes you run, shame makes you hide. So there's like this energy of like something that's kind of coming up right now. It's bringing up these energies, but it's actually something from the past, you know how that goes. But again, your leadership in this role is ushering in these like fresh starts, okay? That's what it feels like. So honestly, what it feels like is just whatever you've been doing, keep doing what you're doing, okay? Something is not over, you know. Yeah. No, thank you, Wendy. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Kels. Hey, Lexi. How is everyone? You're very welcome. It's not a bad idea. Really kind of, yeah, the Ace of Swords, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. It'll help you kind of lift, you know, whatever kind of weight that you're feeling from, you know, because when you want to say something and you just hold on to it, right, it gets heavy over time. So I think that's not a bad idea. I write lots of letters. I don't necessarily mail them all out, but I do. I write lots of letters. Yeah. Kristen, yeah, I'm sure you'll find love. Probably when you stop looking for it. That's usually how that goes. Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups, so it will probably be somebody that's new, okay? It won't be somebody from your past. Yeah, but it feels like, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There's this Three of Swords. There's still a little bit of heartbreak lingering from the past. This is something that you're definitely going to want to remove in order to usher in this new energy, okay? So the answer is yes. We're not meant to be alone in this lifetime. We're made for companionship. We're made for, you know, for love. We are love, you know, like that's basically it. But it's like, but there is, you know, probably if I were to guess, the next relationship that you will be in is probably one that is not of a temporary energy, more of a permanent kind of kingdom spouse type of energy, which you really don't want to take this Three of Swords energy in. And again, you may be consciously over whatever it is that caused this heartbreak, but there could be some subconscious feelings or just emotions still kind of lingering from the past here, okay? And you definitely don't want to take this energy into, you know, into this new spot, right? Because it's just this, it'll be tainted. It won't be, you know, honestly, you won't be aligned, right? I heard somebody say, and I thought, well, that just really just kind of sums it up, doesn't it? In order to meet somebody, you've got to be somebody. And don't take that the wrong way. They're another tarot reader, Tarot Doc. I've never seen her before, them before. And I just was like, oh, let's see what the doc's got to say, you know? and it was just that one thing that popped out to me. And it's not to say that you have to, but it's like you have to align yourself to open these doors and to meet these people, right? We're not striving for perfection, no. we're striving for self-love, and even loving yourself, even in your moments of you know, trial, tribulation, weakness, whatever it is, right? Sadness, you know. But yeah, that's how did she say that? Or they say that? How do they say that? Sorry, I'm so bad at, I'm so old-fashioned. That the new pronouns thing is hard for me to catch on. I totally, and people hate it. And I'm like, I was raised in a time you were supposed to do that. I know, it's a habit. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Yeah, but how did they say that? It was like you got to be the person to meet the person, or something like that. You know what I mean? So again, it's not to say that you have to be just like this person, right? But you have to be aligned. And you don't really want to be aligned with, you don't want to line up with somebody else who's, you know, still kind of harboring some sort of heartbreak, you know. So really it's more so out of protection that you haven't met somebody yet, probably. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody got any big plans for this weekend? 444 on the timer. I don't know why that's doing that. Rest. It's a good plan. That's a good plan. Good. Resting is a good plan. I just got kind of hungry. Oh, there's a mail guy, but I don't know that Maui will hear him. No. Hi, Michelle. Love you. So glad you stopped in. Yeah, Steve, I feel like the new moon was yesterday and today, at least where I am. But definitely It feels like it's a big old surrender. You know what I mean? I hope you have a good day, Michelle. Thanks for stepping in. You know, feels like a big old surrender. Yeah, I don't, been trying to not do collectives this week, just to not tap into all of that energy. Just to kind of keep my energy, you know, pure or whatever for this shift. For the shift, you know what I mean? Just gotta follow the guidance. It's been a weird week for me, but it's been pleasant. It's been good. Very relaxing. Lots of meditation. Daddy, daddy, Z. Sometimes you just gotta empty your hands completely in order to receive whatever's, you know, you just gotta kind of throw it all up. And whatever, you know, and open your hands. You know, some things you may catch again, some things kind of go forever. And that's what I've been kind of doing. I just threw it all up. You know, if you love something, let it go, right? So that's what I did. I just let it all go. And we'll see. We'll see what comes back. And we'll see what new forms. You know? It's this type of energy. That's what I feel like this new moon is. Especially as we come into spring. Yeah, this Ace of Cups is like everywhere. That's what it feels like, this rebirth energy. The Chariot. There's also an energy too of with that, right? Like by kind of doing that, by kind of throwing everything up, right? You know, it also makes you lighter. So there's like an energy of walking through, you know, some sort of, yeah, they're kind of showing me, now they're showing me this whole thing, right? It's like I threw everything up, right? Now I'm really light and I can just walk through this portal over to this other, you know, side. And whatever's aligned will come back down and I'll catch it, you know? And it may show up in a different form. It may show up, you know, but that's really what this, I feel like this new moon energy is kind of bringing in. The best way to describe it, and the best way to describe what I've been experiencing over this last week. Yeah, spring cleaning for the soul. That's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, it's been really scary because there's a lot of things, you know, that are kind of, you know, that are involved. It doesn't just affect me, right? It affects my children as well. And that's always what makes the pressure a little bit tighter. Because I don't want, you know, to mess any of that up. So, you know. A lot going on with the heart chakra. That makes sense. Especially as we're kind of coming into spring, right? And things are turning green again. So the green is associated with the heart chakra. So there's a lot going on there. Maybe a lot with your physical health as well. You may see that your desires or your cravings or, you know, whatever, you know, where your energy is drawn to. You know, some people may just decide, well, I think I want to be a vegetarian, right? Randomly. Or, you know, just a healthier diet, or maybe just, you know, starting to go to the gym randomly. There's a little bit of energy there. As far as your physical health, you may see some things just kind of, maybe just some things more so naturally falling off. Like I said, kind of like that energy of throwing it all up, right? And there's probably going to be a lot of things that don't come back down. But it's going to be okay, because I feel like on the other side of this, like, portal, right? Like, you know, this new moon energy, you know, maybe the desire or the craving or just the energy around that, you know, because you, like I said, you had to throw it all up, right? To get into that light energy, to walk through it. And it's, you know, now you're at a different alignment. So the things, you know, on the other side, that were once lined, you know, those that don't fall back down, you know, it's almost like, banished, you know, like just a banished energy, not a present, like non-existent, You know what I mean? At least in your reality. Now, if 'There's definitely an energy of balance too. Things may seem a little imbalanced, kind of walking through, but I feel like on the other side, they'll balance out pretty well. Thirteen, 13. Hmm. Yeah, look, we have whispers of spring. So with this whispers of spring, it's almost like for some of you have an idea of what's on the other side. Or you may be like, it's almost like you're anticipating it. It's like you can hear something getting closer, like say for instance somebody is like kind of at a distance from you and they're talking regularly, but it sounds like a whisper because they're far away, is kind of this energy that I'm picking up on. But as whatever this is gets closer, okay, it gets a little louder. So there might be something significant about maybe your gifts also shifting and changing, okay, with this new moon energy and kind of this, it's like a reset. You're like going through a reset. You know what I mean? Like, is what it feels like. It's like, unplug it, press the power button for 30 seconds, right? Plug it back in, right? That's what this feels like, a little bit. Yeah, something about hold your position. Like, I don't know who that was for, because a lot of this energy is, again, like surrender, you know what I mean? But there is somebody there's something about holding your position. Yeah, I just heard, like, don't get out of line. I don't know. Some of you are, like, in line for something. And maybe there's, like, something also, too, about, like, impulse control. That could be something that's kind of being, like, emphasized, or, like, impulses maybe being alleviated, like, with this new moon energy. Because they're kind of giving me this energy of, like, you get in line and then you have this impulse, right? And you, like, get out of line, right? And you go do whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, right? And then you get back on line, right? But now you're, like, back at the back of the line again, right? Because, I don't know why I want to say like no holdsies, like no, you know, no take backsies, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this new moon may be helping with the impulse control, you know? Because yeah, it's like they're showing me like this, you know, like you're in this energetic line, right? But the minute that you know, go after some sort of external desire, and, you know, I was listening to, I feel like this made it on another reading somewhere. I was listening to some, you know, explained Bible stories and stuff like that. I like to listen to stuff like that. Different perspectives and things like that. And someone had mentioned that it's not really you that wants the desires. It's the desires that want you, but you take on that energy, right? You take that as your own. So some of you may be working through that. It's like separating yourself from that in some type of way, or recognizing that maybe the thoughts or the feelings or whatever are not really yours. You may even be recognizing the source for some of you in this new moon energy. And again, it's not to say that, you know, anyone has any like ill intent. They may, but that's irrelevant, it feels like, at this point on the journey. If you're still super concerned about somebody having ill intent towards you, and you know, I would definitely look at that. You know, and we're all at different places on the journey, so I didn't say that to make it sound like I'm judging anyone or anything like that. It's just there's something emotional there. There's some sort of trigger there. There's some sort of, you know what I mean, that has kind of separated you from your protection. Or separated you from the knowing that whatever's happening is happening for you and not to you. Yeah. Look, we have the winter card coming out, kind of crossing. So, again, there's this energy of, you know, being kind of in the middle of this reset, right? There's still a little bit of this winter energy. This also, too, is, you know, you can see she's kind of, there's some things, there's some parts of you, right? Shut up! I just realized that's a whole, like, exactly what I was talking about. Like, you know, it's like, imagine her in the winter, right? Throwing it all up. Walking through this door, okay? And, you know, so a lot of you are kind of in this phase of, you know, there may have been, you know, a lot of reflection going on over this winter, or, you know, things like that. But she is still kind of looking back, right? So some of you are still, it's like, again, we're all at different places, but there could be somebody that is still, still looking, right? And that's okay. Okay, wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. But I feel like it's like this new moon really kind of helps you to just go for it. I don't know. Whatever it is, just go for it. Aw, hi Renee. I'm okay. I am okay. The love that you guys have and so worried is so kind. You know what I mean? It's sometimes overwhelming. No, not in a bad way, in a very good way. And I appreciate all of you that checked in on me and things. But like I've said, like I said, you kind of sometimes have to empty your hands in order to receive what's next. And that's kind of where I was at, as well as I was empty. I had poured and poured and poured and poured. And, whether it be here or, my kids, their friends, whatever it is. And I just hadn't really done a whole lot of pouring into myself. And I needed to do that. Because, it's a little bit different when, we have the divine pouring into us, but, yeah. It's harder to manage when you don't have somebody consistently pouring into you as well. You know what I mean? But all is well. Yeah, I'm sure. But, yeah, just letting you guys know I was fine. But I also was guided to do it in silence. I know I usually check in and things like that, but, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I had to, like you said, I had to refill my well this week. For sure. Yeah, we were just kind of talking about this new moon energy, what it seems to be doing, bringing, the gifts that this new moon is bearing. It seems good. It's good energy, heart chakra, awakening, things like that. And this keeps showing up. There's this trouble card, but this doesn't feel like somebody else. It honestly feels like you could be working through sometimes growing up with certain parents or whatever, and if you have developed a perfectionism kind of mindset over time, I feel like you've released a lot of the perfectionism, but there is this energy of, and for all of you, it's not necessarily going to be tied into perfectionism, but there is this energy of almost being afraid of being in trouble, right? Or doing the wrong thing or making the wrong move, or that seems to be kind of rising as well. And I feel like a lot of you are moving through this. Yeah, I feel like you're going to come out on the other side very grounded. With this trillium energy here. But it's like there's, you know, I feel like there could have been like a very controlling energy that contributed to this. You know what I mean? See you, Renee. Yeah, there could have been like a, you know, a very controlling energy, or something about authority. Like, I don't want to say it's like being scared of authority, but there's like a, again, it's an energy of not wanting to, you know, nobody wants to make mistakes, and nobody wants to kind of seem like an inconvenience or like a, you know, whatever it is. But the reality is you're not an inconvenience, even if you are going through some sort of hardship, or some sort of, you know, you've made a mistake or whatever it is. And I feel like this new moon could be maybe shedding some light on that programming as well. There could be a situation that is helping you to move through this, and like, I don't know, it's almost like kind of verifying, validating, kind of confirming, or like your support, right? Your divine support, as well as support from those around you. Yeah. So this may be something that you're also working through as well. Again, these energies that I'm picking up on is just, I'm just rolling with it, so just take whatever resonates, right? Something about your health when it comes to your heart, right? Your heart chakra, your heart. Also being grounded, because this health came out, right? And we talked earlier about, you know, changes in your physical health and things like that. But there is something about you know, your health is your wealth. End of story. We know that, right? But there's something specific about maybe your heart health. Something, maybe this new moon, maybe there may be something, somebody could be like healing something with their heart. And I mean, like, you know, it could be, you know, something more than just emotional, right? Something in the physical as well. Some sort of cardiovascular something or other, maybe, for some of you. What else for the new moon energy? Yeah, I feel like there's, again, going back into that reset energy, there's something that's going to be circling back around here. But it's almost like you kind of had to go, around the spiral, in order for it to circle back around. Lots of 9s, lots of 10 energy, okay? Like I said, endings, kind of shifting here, walking through a portal, there's 5, 7. There's also an energy, too, of releasing just some sort of pressure that you've put on yourself. We kind of awaken and then we, the ego's like, oh man, I've got to awaken all these people, right? There's billions of people on this planet. Or I've got to help so-and-so, or I've got to, and again, a lot of you have kind of moved past that, but there's a subconscious thing. It's like, I'm hearing the word obligation. The feeling of obligation is being removed, which I believe is bringing back in inspiration, It feels as though obligation had kind of maybe replaced inspiration to begin with. But it feels like the obligation's being removed and that inspiration is being rebirthed here. And a lot of times obligation comes from lack, Not always. But a lot of times. And so you may be removing lack as well. You know what I mean? Or there's an element of lack, or, like a fragment of lack that's being removed. A lot of this too, Nina, I got you, babe. I'll get you in just a second. A lot of this too, there it is. I was like, man, I lost it. No, found it. Okay. You're releasing, obligations to the matrix, the 3D, what society has told us is what it is, right? Like, like just a good example, right? And this is not me telling you to go break a bunch of laws and things like that. No, no, no. But just a good example is just the awareness of like just how much, you know, that people have capitalized on what's really meant to be free, right? The simple fact that we have to pay for a fishing license, you know. God made the fish, right? God made the person that made the fishing pole, right? Like, it's like that type of energy. Like, of course they, you know, capitalized on that, right? That type of energy. And again, it's not me saying, you know, go fishing without your fishing license, but it's just this awareness, right? It's just this, you know, that, what we think is real is so not, you know, but because it's been a thing for so long, right? And humans have really just continued to capitalize on, you know, things like that. It feels like you're, you know, kind of awakening to that, which is helping you to unplug, I guess, if you will, of, you know, but it's releasing this obligation to humans, right? Again, obviously I'm not telling you to, you know, quit your job or anything like that, right? We're all at different points and things like that, but it's, you know, I feel like a lot of you are coming to a place where you know, you just answer to the divine, you know, that's knowing that there's also an element too of recognizing that everyone in your reality is you, right? Is a reflection of you, is you in some type of way. You have manifested them in order for, you know, for some reason or another. You know what I mean? So there's something about that as well that helps you to kind of what feels like, especially with this trouble energy here, call your power back, maybe from people, places, and things that they really don't, you know, you're not obligated to them. You don't, you know, you don't owe them anything. They have no real power over you. It's just all an illusion, right? And so there's an energy of, you know, another veil being removed based on where you are in your journey. And I did kind of pick up on that too. You know, your gifts may be shifting and changing and evolving here. Yeah. Okay, Nina, let's, look, pedestal here. I feel like it's, you know, it's an energy of putting yourself back up on this pedestal. And it's not to say that you're above anyone else, but you may have some other people on a pedestal, right? And this is putting you on, you know, this new moon is bringing you, you know, up to their level of like, you know, they're not any better than you. They are you. You know? If they're in your reality, they are you. They are like that type of energy here. Okay? All right, Nina, let's get you... And don't let that take away from your individuality, though, right? When we say, you know, they are you or we are one, right? Like it's because we're all extensions of, you know, the divine, right? So what a blessing it is to have an actual physical manifestation to be able to kind of express however, whatever way we desire, you know? But a lot of you are actually removing these desires for, you know, earthly whatever. I feel like this new moon is kind of clearing that out here. All right, for Nina, that was the Eight of Cups, which is the walk away. But let's see. All right, will Nina get the job that she applied for? Well, tell Venus I said thanks. Alright, will Nina get the job? That's the Two of Wands. Will Nina get the job she applied for? I saw the Two of Swords and I saw the Two of Wands. We also had the Eight of Cups. Kind of through the like pre-shuffle. Coming out, we have the Devil with the Seven of Pentacles. This tells me it's... you tell me, Nina. Are you going to get the job? Because with this Seven of Pentacles, with this Eight of Pentacles, right? I see that you're a hard worker. You probably have good work ethic. It may seem out of your... It feels like you deserve it. It feels like regardless of what's written on paper, you are probably a good fit. You probably will work very hard. And it's like that type of energy. But with this Devil here, it's like... it's almost like giving your power to these other people to make this decision for you, right? And while, yes, it seems like they are, you know, in charge of making that decision, they're not. Ultimately, you know, it's the divine and you. I think, yes, I think that, you know, you deserve this job. It's a matter of, do you think you deserve the job with this restriction? Okay? You may want to look at that. You may want to look at that doubt, okay? And kind of feed into your confidence and knowing, like, I'm a fucking boss-ass bitch, right? Like, maybe I'm not fully qualified on paper, but I would run the shit out of whatever that is, right? Like, that type of energy. That's what this feels like, you know? So I would definitely go within, on that and make the decision. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what that feels like. No training. Yeah, it may be, you know, a challenge. But I feel like, I feel like you'd be great. Maybe that's what you need, a little challenge. Maybe you don't. You know, again, there's something with that Devil card, right? That's kind of chaining you to whatever restriction that makes you feel like that decision is out of your power. You know what I mean? That you know, it's like you've got this position on a pedestal and you're just standing on the ground, you know? That's a restriction. And chances are this new moon is going to help you find your pedestal again, you know? So, and then at that point, it's not a matter of, you know, can I get the job? It's a matter of, do I want to do that? Or am I good where I'm at? You know, that type of thing. It's a matter of what would be fulfilling, what would fill my cup, what would make me happy. You know, do I want a challenge? Do I want to kind of, you know, climb the ladder in that way? Or you know, am I content? Am I good? And I can grow in other areas, or, you know, whatever it is. You know what I mean? However that looks for you, Nina. But yeah, I would definitely just spend some time, especially I feel like this new moon would be really good to bring forth whatever that restriction is that's got you feeling less than that position, non-deserving, or whatever it is. Again, it's very subconscious. Very subconscious. There's also an energy too. No problem, Nina. Thank you. With this new moon energy, where a lot of you are so self-aware, and it's like you keep setting the bar higher and higher and higher, and you're just really and that's good. That's good. And I mean for yourself, right? Not necessarily for anyone else. But there is an energy of maybe having a little bit too much focus on what needs to be changed rather than what's already super fucking awesome about you. Okay? I'm guilty of that, where it's like, I just want to get rid of all of the, you know, I want to change all the, you know, conquer all the, you know, be the whatever, right? And that takes a lot of my focus off of, like, all of the dopeness that I am, right? Already. So there's, this may be too a shift with this new moon energy, where it's like, not to say that you're going to completely, like, you know, lose focus of healing and working through the shadow and things like that, but it's like there's almost like this remembrance that's being ushered in of, like, sure, yeah, sure, you're working through these things, but also, like, look at what you've already worked through, but also, like, just look at how cool you are just in your existence, in your pureness, and, like, you know, just standing right there, not doing anything, not saying anything, you know, whatever it is, just, like, you are already super awesome, right? Yeah. Another 10, 2 more 10s out here, a couple 7s. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like, again, it's a reset. There's you know, that Ace of Cups keeps coming through. You know, that rebirth, that reset type energy. And it's almost too, like, the more that you focus on trying to heal the shadow, whatever you want to say, right? It's like that may attract quite a bit of it as well, right? It may attract quite a bit of it in the physical. And that could be, you know, what you guys are kind of, you know, kind of your view right now is, Okay, I agree. So, yeah, I'm excited for it to be warm again, too. To sit outside. Let's see. Anything else that this new moon is kind of ushering in? What's the new moon in? Do we know what sign it's in? Pisces? Thanks, because it's not saying on Google's not being so forthcoming with their information. So, Pisces. That's the High Priestess. So that makes a lot of sense. Can also be the moon. Also makes a lot of sense, right? So, yeah, and the High Priestess, right, that's one that does focus on the shadow, you know, that does kind of bring things forward and heal those generational curses and things like that. You know, they're more than just their gifts. Oh, Mary, you're sweet. Did you want to do a... Did you want a personal, or was that just a donation? Whatever you want, my darling. I'm here for you. But yeah, the Pisces energy, that's, you know, that's a pretty deep energy, a pretty intuitive energy. Yeshua, our brother, was a Pisces. Oh, I feel like Christians turn over in their grave when I talk about Yeshua's zodiac sign, but whatever. So it kind of really aligns with all of this energy that I've been talking about, right? Makes perfect sense. Mary, you're the sweetest. Thank you very much. All of you are the sweetest. I always feel bad when I say things like that because I don't want anybody to get offended. I love all of you. Very much. I feel like too, this new moon for a lot of you, it's giving you an opportunity to, you know, we were kind of talking about how there may be some things kind of manifesting. It is giving you an opportunity to you know, High Priestess energy, trust what's happening, okay? You know, I'm kind of picking up on something where maybe in the past you would have ran, but instead, I don't think you're going to be doing that. This could be like running from emotion, or running from responsibility, or running from someone, or running from, you know, yeah, I don't see that happening. There's been too much growth. There's also a level of trust here that you have grown with the divine. And because of that, it really makes me feel like I'm hearing the word replenished. Okay, so because of that, because you're not running, because it's like you're, you know, holding your position. There it is. I was like, I don't know why that's coming through. But yeah, because you're holding your position, okay, something will be replenished, something will be, you know, but yeah, it's like you're being led right now. Okay. Air element. There's a lot going on in the spirit. A lot. You know what I mean? With the, you know, with this air, and then just all the energy that I've been picking up on. This is and it makes sense, right? With it being, yeah, there's a lot of spiritual movement happening here. A lot of, you know, like downloads and, you know, unexpected guidance. And, you know, it feels like a lot is going on internally, right? That can be birthed, right, in the spring on the other side of that door, right? I talked about, I keep saying right, I'm sorry. But, you know, throwing it all up, right? Walking through the door. And then, you know, catching what's ever aligned on the other side. Yeah, because they just keep showing me that. It's so crazy. It's like somebody literally standing at a doorway, right? And you take all of your things, right? All of your possessions, all of your, you know, whatever it is, okay? Your dreams, your desires, your goals, your, you know, the good feelings, the bad feelings, like all, you know, the desire, you know, all the things, okay? You throw them up, okay? And then you walk through. And the ones that are meant to go with you, it's almost like they energetically follow you. But then the other ones that don't, they just drop and fall at the door. But it's you know, it's kind of reminding me of, is it called, why is TSA coming through? TSA? Is that a specific, like, thing at an airline? Or is that like a specific place? TSA meaning airport, yeah. Transportation Security Administration. Yeah, it's like you're going through TSA. I've only been to an airport a couple times in my life. I've only flown, I think, maybe once when I was younger, if I remember correctly. Yeah. The other time I took my sister to the airport, so I didn't go through it or whatever, but, so that's why I don't really know much, but yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, it's like, this new moon is TSA, and whatever you can take on the plane, you'll find it on the other side of that alarm thing. You know? Whatever you can't will be discarded. Yeah. So it's funny with the air element, right? And we're talking about airplanes. You know, something maybe taking flight, maybe something, a new beginning, or this, you know, it's a reset. I guess keep feeling it is a reset, right? And you've probably been kind of in that, like, they're showing me a like a robot, kind of like shutting down slowly, right? And but it's, you know, the part where you reboot, I feel like, is this new moon energy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Wild Robot. Michael and I watched that the other day. It's the cutest movie ever, right? It's this robot that is programmed to be a robot, right? It's funny, I make jokes now because, you know, she, in the beginning, she's like, what, you know, give me a mission and I will complete the mission, right? And she's actually in the forest, right? So there's no people around. But what she did is she sat still and she ended up learning the language of the animals around her. She adjusted to her environment and then she was of service to them. There was like this little duck that, you know, the mother had died, right? And so she ended up, you know, like raising the goose, right? To be able to fly and eat and swim and all these things, right? Anyways, it's a long story, but it just reminds me of yeah, they're showing me the part where in the winter time, she had built this kind of like this shelter for herself and you know, her, she called it Bright Beak, one of the two, okay? And then there was a fox that kind of had befriended them, and the fox actually was helping her to raise the goose, okay? So, goose, duck, I don't know exactly what it was. His name was Bright Bill. Yeah. Anyways, so she had built this shelter, but it was a really bad winter. And all of the other animals were like freezing. They were literally like freezing to death. And so she took it upon herself to go out and like bring all of these animals, all of these predators of each other, right? It's like the whole kingdom into this shelter. And so at first they started kind of going crazy. But then they all agreed, okay, while we're in here, you know, nobody's going to eat anybody. No, we're all going to just stay warm and take care of each other. And they had become a community after that, you know, but it was like she had, what they're showing me is the part where she had kind of, you know, she was exhausted from going out and bringing in all of the, you know, the frozen different animals, whether it be a bear or a beaver or whatever. And she was like, I have to shut down. And she had to trust that those animals were not going to eat each other. You know, she had to trust that. She had to trust that they were going to do the right thing. And that, you know, and she was like, I have to, you know, I'm out of battery. I have to shut down until I can get into the sun. I don't know where that came from or why that's relevant or what that means to anybody, if it means anything to anyone. But for whatever reason, they were showing me that particular scene. Yeah, and they wanted to come. They wanted to come take her back. Shelly. You know, like the robot people, they wanted to study her because she basically reset all of her programming. She began to develop feelings. Robots don't have feelings, right? she had feelings and emotions for these animals. She had, you know, she learned to speak to the animals, you know, like all these different things. It's a very good movie. You should check it out. It's really cute. It's so cute. But yeah, I don't know why that came through. Maybe just a good watch over the weekend. You should check it out. It's a good movie. It's super cute. I loved it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Is there anything else that this new moon is bringing through here? And yeah, I don't want to give any more of the movie away, especially if you guys are going to watch it. So I'm just going to stop. But there may be a significant point towards the end that some of you may resonate with. So I'll just leave it there. Interesting. Why is this energy here? Oh, Maui's gonna say something to the neighbors. Come here, big guy. What you doing? Huh? You want to say hello? Say hello. Oh, hi, my handsome boy. No, I love you so much. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, well, I'm glad it didn't catch on fire. Like, it didn't cause a whole thing. That's wild. Hey, yeah? Okay, okay. Hey, guys, let me go see if the neighbor's outside with her grandkids or anything. If not, I'm going to let Maui out really quick. If so, we're going to have to entertain him until, because I don't want him to scare them little babies. They're so young. They're like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 or something. I don't know. They're cute. Okay, looks like they're gone. You're okay? It looks like they're still there, but the kids aren't outside, so it'll be all right. They were outside playing. Earlier I had a couple I don't know, I just love watching little kids play and their imaginations run wild. It's the cutest. Alright, so kind of want to pick up on this energy here. We've got the flirt, the companions, and the moon dragon. Makes sense with the moon dragon, right? Because it's a new moon. I just suddenly got covered in goosebumps. This new moon could usher in a new flirtatious kind of energy, okay? Especially if you're, you know, like I said, walking through that portal, okay? This may be somebody who's also on the plane, okay? So, plane being metaphoric, right? But there could be somebody who's on the plane, okay? That you might meet around this new moon energy. I don't know if you're interested or not. You might be. But I also feel like, too, this flirt energy, it may not necessarily be, you know, that this could be you kind of, like playing with new ideas or kind of, you know, it feels like, again, that fresh energy here. You may just be feeling really good about yourself, right? You may be feeling really good about the way that you look or the way that you feel after this kind of reset energy. You know, this companions, it's actually got like a dragon on it, a fairy and a dragon, so it's not necessarily two people. Somebody may be getting a new pet, okay? I have to be honest too, there could be somebody who is thinking about you, but maybe also thinking about somebody else. You know, one of you could be one could be more like, sexually appealing or attractive or something like that, but the other one, whoever this is, they may be, you know, this could also be you. Whoever this is, they may be like kind of, you know, viewing you as somebody who's, you know, put yourself where it fits, right? Either you're a flirtatious energy or you're somebody who kind of keeps to themselves, maybe, is kind of what I'm picking up from this companion's energy, right? It's like, it feels like there's an energy that's, this new moon may be kind of bringing in clarity, maybe not just for you, but for other people as well. That maybe somebody in particular, again, who could have been kind of looking at two different energies. Maybe kind of like differentiating the two people, right? You know, there's somebody who's very appealing, okay? But then there's somebody else who maybe has more than just, I don't want to say that this person is just physically attractive, because I'm certain that there's probably more to them, okay? And there's more to their appeal, okay? But what it feels like is it may be that whoever it is that's thinking about this, that may be the extent of their connection, right? Like, we don't really have anything else in common other than I'm just really attracted to you. You're obviously attracted to me, you know, type of energy. But then there's this companion's card where it's like, you know, somebody who maybe, I don't want to say that they're not attracted to this person either. But it's like this person has, you know, maybe there's more of an energetic connection or more of a commonality, or, you know, it's like they show up with a more nurturing energy, or a kind, or, you know, Empress Emperor energy type of, you know, it's more of a companion, like a long-term type of thing, rather than a couple week, couple month, one night type thing, you know. I do feel like there is, could be a Cancer, doesn't have to be with this moon dragon, but I do feel like, or Pisces, right, we said, but it does feel like this new moon may bring in kind of that, you know, they could have really been kind of like between minds, you know, on this energy. Or if it's not somebody who is there, you know, gaining clarity between two different people, this new moon is bringing clarity. Somebody had one idea about you and they have another one after this new moon energy. Okay? Chances are it comes with this clarity about yourself, right? You know, you know, you kind of walking through this portal or kind of going through this reset is helping everyone else to see the truth about you as well. You know, if somebody thought this about you, kind of, you know, that there wasn't anything below your, you know, pretty people or handsome people. Well, I shouldn't say handsome. Mostly, if a female is good looking, oftentimes, and I didn't know that, but oftentimes it's just assumed that there's nothing more to them. And which is crazy to me because, you know, while yes, in some cases that may be the truth, you know, and this could have been something that was maybe projected onto you, and somebody is seeing the depth. Okay? Yeah, it's like somebody who could have just seen you in one light is able to see you a little bit deeper. And I don't know who this is, right? But yeah, so not only is this new moon bringing in all those things that I had said for you, but also there's, yeah, you and this person may be mirroring each other. Hey, Chad. Yeah. This is what feels like's going on, though. I like it. It's good. It's good energy, for sure. It feels deep, you know? It really does. Yes, I love that, Mary. Somebody's telling me to kind of see what's going on around you. Because what's going on around you could possibly interrupt what's going on, but maybe not. It may actually help you to discern what's... Okay. Let's see what's going on around the collective. Man, how did I get drawn into this? I was not supposed to do collective readings this week, but here we are. No, I had several days off. I'm feeling better. And not that I was feeling down or anything. It just, you know, like I said. Throw it up, throw it up. Watch it all fall out. Pull it up, pull it up. That's how we ball out. You know what I mean? Boop, 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 boop. Alright, so what's going on around you? Hi, my name is what? My name is Ho. My name is Chicky Slim Shady. Alright. They don't want Marshall no more. They want Shady. I'm chopped liver. Okay. Alright, so it feels like there could be somebody that feels a little like they've lost themselves. They've, you know, kind of that, it's like they showed up as this energy, right? They showed up as Shady, right? Chicka Slim Shady, right? That's how they showed up. They're like, look, I'm Slim Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though it was an act, right? It was an alter ego. It was, you know, whatever it was. And it doesn't have to be technically like that, right? Like something exactly like that. You know, somebody could just had a mask on or something. It's not that they necessarily changed their name, right? But there's an energy here that is, again, their real identity is Marshall, right? But they kept showing up as Shady, and now it's like Marshall is gone, almost non-existent, and this is somebody who's, I think they may be feeling a little bit of regret about that. You know, it's somebody who just wants to be Marshall. You know, like, Shady was fun. We had a good time. We got into some shit, right? But kind of want to be Marshall. You know, kind of want to be myself. I kind of want to, you know, be myself. And that's that energy. And this is somebody who feels like because they have, you know, really tied themselves to that, you know, that alter ego Shady. And Marshall's kind of dead. It's like, to bring Marshall back alive, would any of these people still be around, right? Would you know, could I even do that, right? Is it even possible? Yeah, so it feels like there's somebody that's kind of found themselves buried in the masks, you know? And I do feel like they could definitely be kind of like praying to get themselves out of it. I feel like this is somebody who went down a path, right? Their ego took them down a path, and it kind of led them to maybe some sort of dead end. Or again, like I said, just this like repeated cycle over and over and over again, one that doesn't even resonate with them, you know? It did maybe at one time, but I think at this point, again, this is somebody who's really, you know, they made a decision because, you know, this is somebody who made a decision. They're giving me the example of they chose, you know, to take a walk with the devil, but now, you know, and or the shadow, right? And rather than taming the shadow, they fed the shadow. And now it seems like they're really praying and trying to get out of. It feels predominantly a masculine energy. There's a little bit of feminine energy here, but I feel like that feminine energy is more of an influence on this Shady character, if you will. I have a funny story. So, if you are getting texts saying that you have unpaid tolls, don't subscribe to that. It's just a scam. Apparently it's like a nationwide scam. Okay, but I really did have unpaid tolls. I didn't touch the link or anything. I just got out my mail and like I was like, I wouldn't pay them because of that. So thanks to the scam, I took care of something that I totally forgot about. I don't know, just a funny random story for you. A moment of like, I don't know. I was like, oh shit. Better get those paid. Yeah. I don't know why that came through, so maybe you should check your toll bill. Yeah. It's crazy out here. But anyways, just a random little thing. Which I, you know, there was one particular person that used to be associated with the community. They got some of my personal information that sold it on the black market, and that's why I get all these scammers and things. But I refuse to change my information because I like my information. So, anyways, back to this energy around you, or what's going on around you here. Yeah, it feels like something's falling. Could be an empire, could be, or maybe not necessarily an empire, but it feels like there's some there. It's like a mask, or like, because now I look over here at this Biggie Smalls, right? And now I'm looking at these individual people. And I don't know if this is like energies that people are, because we got Selena, we got Tupac, we got Eminem, we got DMX, and we got Britney Spears, and all of which kind of, they have their highs and their lows is what it feels like. I don't know. It feels like there could be like a masculine energy that's, I don't want to say he's like dealing with all of these different energies, but maybe in some type of way. Not within himself, though. It feels like, could be somebody who runs a business and these are different employees, or somebody that, maybe a landlord that owns different houses and these are the tenants, or like, I don't know, I don't know why they're showing me like this. Like, okay, so this person is dealing with these different energies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe you're, again, and this was what was going on around you, right? So maybe you're one of these energies, right? Maybe this is your boss, and I don't know. Somebody needs to know that you're like the least of somebody's worries. I don't know if somebody's worried about that. Okay. Um, yeah. I don't know why that came through. Okay, let me go get Maui really quick. Okay. Yeah. Also, too, so these are energies that are around you, right? What's going on around you? So we talked about the one that was like, man, I put on this whole mask. I can't go backwards from here, right? They would like to. They would like to, and then they may be forced to kind of remove that mask and we've got this Selena energy. Watch out for her is what I just heard. Okay. Trying to think of a way, the best way to kind of, because this is kind of like Judas energy a little bit here. You know, I feel like this is somebody who could have maybe seen you as some sort of role model or like looked up to you or just kind of like admired you in some type of way, but it feels like that energy has shifted. Yeah, they may feel rejected. I don't know that you necessarily rejected this person. But they feel that way. I feel like it's definitely obviously a feminine energy. I guess it doesn't have to be, but you know, I keep getting drawn to this gone too soon. Okay, so this person could have lost somebody like a family member or a somebody something like, you know, they could have been at a very young age, or this is somebody, but again, you know, it said watch out for this energy. For some of you, this is somebody that's passed over. And so then it's hard for me to imagine that, you know, watch out for this type of energy coming through, but if that's the case, this is like a sibling or something of this person that may be around you. A cousin, a sibling, a friend. They may want some sort of, you know, I don't know why they would want some sort of revenge. I'm trying to figure out why you've got to watch out for this energy. Yeah, for some reason they may feel like you're responsible for something. Or they may feel, you know, again, if this person felt rejected by you in some type of way, you know, it's almost like this person, if this person is whether they're with us or not, okay, this person may have put themselves in some sort of competition with you. I don't know that you really kind of fed into the competition. You probably just lived your life. You know, and so whether this person is still with us or this is a sibling or something like that, they may be viewing that. Oh. Hey, Dom. But they may be viewing that as, I don't know, your fault in some type of way. You know, so just watch out for the Selena energy, okay? So this is the energy around you, okay? All right, we've got this Tupac energy here. This, I don't know that you know this person. You might. This maybe is somebody who travels a lot. They could, you know, I feel like this is somebody who maybe had some rough times in the past, but really brought themselves out of it. You know, yeah, they may travel for work, or they may be, or they just may travel a lot. This is somebody who really doesn't care what people think. And I mean, like, they really don't care what people think, right? A lot of people say that. But this is somebody who just, like, really does not give a shit, okay? So, no matter where they are in their life, whether it's up and down, round and round, whatever, they are them. They are themselves. They may have some sort of platform or something. It doesn't have to. Okay, they could be well known though for some of you. This energy, I don't know. This person you may have just caught this person's eye. If you have a platform, or it feels like this would be somebody who maybe is in a similar line of work. Okay, for some of you. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a platform, right? There's lots of jobs that require travel and things like that, right? It's just somehow, through the grapevine. Is it grapevine or grapevine? I don't know why that is coming through. But somehow through communication of some type, you've caught this person's attention, okay? Like I said, I'm picking up on maybe somebody who, say for instance, the example that they're giving me is something, it's grapevine. Thank you. Somebody who, it's like this. It's like they're reminding me of when I was managing Panera, and I was running the food cost, I had done a very good job for an extended amount of time, right? Like my numbers were good consistently. I kind of brought the costs down, and so then my boss's boss, right, caught wind of that and came to my location, was like, what are you doing? Let's get some sort of something going type of energy, right? Like, that's what this feels like, right? It's some sort of unexpected recognition for something. It does feel like in the workplace. It doesn't have to be. But, kind of like, even if it's not something that you're doing presently, right? Like, it's like, something that you had done in the past is now being recognized, like that type of energy. So there is this energy kind of in your energy, what's going on around you as well. So some sort of potential recognition here with that. And then we've already covered this M&M energy, right? The shady energy. Now we've got DMX. 130. Okay. So this energy is definitely like a prayer warrior, right? Somebody that pays more attention to the spirit versus the flesh. They've been through a lot, This is somebody who maybe brought themselves out of some sort of addiction. or like some sort of like, you know, a lot of trials. It may actually be somebody who's kind of experiencing that. You know what I mean? Kind of going through a hard time right now. You know, this is somebody who maybe feels like they're falling off. You know what I mean? This is somebody who probably is, I'm picking up on very much like Three of Wands energy, right? Somebody who's very self-aware, okay, but also is still struggling with some things, you know, maybe mentally and emotionally, and that could be where this, you know, other type of energy is coming from, where whether it be like addiction or codependency or whatever it is. But it's like this Three of Wands energy of like, man, I know the direction that I'm headed in here. And it feels like somebody is like, it could, you know, I feel like somebody's at a crossroads. Okay, could be a masculine energy, doesn't have to be, right? Gender is fluid. But yeah, this is somebody that's like, I've got to reel it in now, or, you know, but they are very aware, okay? This is somebody who is aware. They're like, you know, almost kind of what the fuck type of energy, excuse my language. Yeah, so this is somebody who's at a crossroads here. I don't know necessarily, I don't think this person has any intentions towards you at all. It feels like they're just in your energy, to be honest with you. Okay, it feels like they're just around. You know, they don't, it's neither here nor there, good nor bad, right? Like type of thing. It's just, you know, somebody that's showing up here. You know, you could be, I'm picking up on, I could be talking to like an addiction counselor or coach or something like that, okay? So this could just be one of your, you know, I don't even want to call him, would you call that a client? I'm not sure. One of your clients, or or if you were some type of coach or counselor or something, or even if this is a friend, right? There could be somebody that maybe you're worried about. And this is to confirm your worries, that they do feel as though they are kind of slipping here, okay? And, you know, maybe this is coming through because, like I said, I don't feel any intentions towards you. It's just the energy is here. So this could literally just be like the divine, like confirming, like, hey, go check on your friend. Okay. They could really use, you know, your support right now, or your love, or your energy, or your guidance, or your, you know, a boost. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely that energy here. Again, there's no intentions, neither here nor there. It's just, it is here, you know? So if that resonates with you and you've been kind of, you know, worried about a friend or something like that, go check on them, right? Confirmation, go check on them. Because I do feel like this is somebody, there's also something too with this person's throat chakra that might be very significant. This just may give you like a sense of direction as far as what their current experience, like what they're currently experiencing. So like where maybe a blockage could be, that could be kind of rising up a lot of these like temptations and things that has these people feeling like they're slipping and falling. Okay, throat chakra. That won't be for everyone. Just take it as it resonates. Okay. And this may be somebody who is typically very encouraging themselves. You know what I mean? This definitely feels like that energy of like, check on your strong friends. Okay? Because that doesn't happen very often, and they need to be checked on as well. Okay? So, you know, just that person in your life, it's like, yeah, they're fine, you know, like everything's fine, you know, they're strong, they're, you know, they have, you know, whatever, check on them, okay? Because the cross is just as heavy for them as it is for you. They just have a little bit more muscle. You know what I mean? That still weighs the same, all right? And they just have a little bit more endurance. Not saying that they have more than you, right? Like, just, you get what I'm saying. Like, okay. Anyways. All right. Final one here. We've got this Britney Spears energy. Did you see that? Ew, someone down my sleeve. That is disgusting. Still sliding down my arm. No. Okay. It's water. Okay. Britney Spears. Let's see about this energy here. So this would be an energy that you can tell their energy because they have a hard time sitting still. Okay? I don't know. Maybe not a hard time sitting still. Maybe they have a lot of anxiety. Okay? They're saying there's definitely somebody who's still very much in the matrix. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But this is just somebody who hasn't really been awakened, if that makes sense, okay? So they're still, and it's just that maybe they haven't reached that time yet, or, you know, that's something that's really out of our control here. So, like, this isn't to judge anyone, right? This is just simply allowing you to understand who this energy is, okay? They may be dealing with some sort of postpartum energy, okay? Doesn't have to be. And, you know, if postpartum isn't really handled, okay, or dealt with, it can last forever. I feel like. So even if this person isn't a new mother, okay, they could still be suffering from postpartum depression. Okay, so somebody needs to hear that. Yeah, I don't know why this energy is here, though. Again, this may not be any type of There's no intentions one way or another. This energy is just around you. Yeah, they're telling me that this energy may need you, okay? It's almost like, and not right now, down the road. It feels like there's a space of like building a foundation, you know, between maybe you and this person, or there's something there. I don't know if you're associated with this person or not, but I feel like maybe if yeah, because this cry for help here, I'm really feeling that. It's like somebody's really just doing the best that they can and really like hanging on. You know what I mean? And they may be, you know, kind of suffering from this, like, you know, postpartum depression or just other kinds of depression, maybe anxiety, things like that, right? And they don't know what to do with it, right? It's kind of, you know, rising you up, or rising you up, no, like rising up within them. Sorry, I read a comment and got distracted. That's where I was going. But yeah, this is somebody who, but I feel as though they may feel like an inconvenience, not because of you or anything that you've done, but just because they've been made to feel that way. So this isn't somebody that will, just like this DMX energy, they're not going to ask for help. Maybe they will down the line. And I feel like, though, that's a part of this lesson, right? Because they need to learn and heal the piece of them that prevents them from asking for help. Currently, right now, though, this person is maybe, what they're saying is like, quote unquote, suffering in silence here. And again, I don't know that this person necessarily has any intentions towards you. They're just around. This energy is just here, right? It's just maybe they're thinking of you, or, you know, something along those lines. But, you know, you may witness this person kind of break down, okay? You may be there when this person kind of breaks down. That's probably divinely led. Okay, because I feel like you have maybe some sort of similar experience, or, you know, something where it's like you have an opportunity to, where in the past, if you experience something and everyone just kind of like, they're literally showing me like a bunch of people like scatter, right? Like go in all different directions, like kind of running away from you. You have the opportunity to be that person that's like, okay, I understand what you're going through. I know why you did what you did. I get it. Let's work through it. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like maybe this foundation is kind of being built, because it's like, Because you may, if you didn't have this foundation with this person or get to know this person the way that you are or that you have in the past or something like that, you may, oh, probably not, but you could have potentially been one of those people that scattered, right? You know, that type of energy, but that's not the role that you're meant to play here. So whether this is current energy, future energy, you know, it feels like these energies are around, right? All of them. A little good, a little bad, little, you know, a little bit of everything. But you know, these are people that are, this is what's going on around you. I shouldn't even say that they're necessarily in your energy, because I asked what's going on around you. So hopefully, you know, depending on the situation, you're not necessarily feeling these energies, right? Picking up on them or anything. But clarity, if you are, some of this, you know, if you are, being able to discern what's yours and what's not. Yeah, Mary, if you feel like you know who this is, maybe, yeah, check in on them, you know? I think, though, that whatever this happens, right, or however this happens, or whatever it is, right, it'll be divinely led and you'll be, you know, in the right place at the right time. But if you feel the urge to be like, I know exactly who she's talking about, I think I'm going to reach out, do that. Do that. That's divinely led. Okay? But yeah. So this is kind of what's going on around you. Okay? Wow. What a read. Yeah. I can see the change in my gifts as well. It's pretty dope. I like where we're at. So I hope you can see it as well. Because, yeah, on that hiatus, I really didn't have too many personals or anything like that. Like, I've had the week to, like I said, kind of throw it all up and walk through that door, and whatever came out on the other side, I was just gonna, you know, roll with it. So, you know, and I think there needs to be a little bit of shift in my schedule so that way I can continue to, you know, kind of dive a little further here. So I'll be working on that. Yeah, I need to be better about, you know, making sure that I, you know, continuously pour into myself as well. So, So I will be doing that. Yeah, look. Rescued. What do you mean? Change up something on the 3D? I don't think I understand that question. I literally let it all go. Detach myself from everything. The business, the house, besides for my kids. Future goals, future dreams, money, any codependencies. Just let it go. And then that allowed for me to, like I said, right? Throw it all up. And then I just kept getting this vision of walking through this door and, whatever came with me. And I was okay with that, right? If it meant losing the business and going back into the corporate world, which may still very much be a real thing. We'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't call it losing the business. I wouldn't call it that. I would call it, it's run its course type of thing. Either that or it's we're going 2.0, right? And that's where I was at with it. I'm okay either way, right? Of whatever God has for me, right? Because this business was actually manifested from my ego many years ago. When I first awakened, this is what I manifested, and it came true, right? I brought it into fruition. I aligned with it. And I had just come to this point where, there were other things that were more important to me. Like my children and their security, and their health. And not to say that I have been avoidant of their health or neglecting their health, but running a business is risky, and I don't want to, because of pride, I don't want to risk their security, we've created a home here. And in this business, it has been under quite a bit of attacks. And again, that's not really a focus, but it is something that I keep in mind of, do I want to fight that every day? Or am I just happy with, going and, finding something that I know that is a good fit for me, and, that type of energy. So I literally just let it all go. Let it all go. Because I don't really want anything for me anymore, at least not right now. I want for my children, and the way things stand, is feeling risky. It's feeling, and again, and that's a fear that I'm working through as well. But, and it's just trusting, it's just trusting that, if I throw it all up, whatever's meant to come back down will. And, it may show up in different form. It may show up, But I did my due diligence, right? I've sent out my resume to plenty of places and, you know, did a lot of hermit work this week, a lot of, you know, introspection and things like that, and releasing and allowing myself to grieve, you know, because I didn't really allow myself that time, like when my grandmother passed, a little bit, but not a whole lot. But it's like, you know, I'm kind of sick of playing cat and mouse, if you will. You know? So, I just, you know, and again, and that's where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to have to pick up the kiddos here in a few. I haven't wore those white pants since that day. Yeah, I just miss her, but you know, because she was like my mom, ultimately. You know? But we had like kind of, there was like a wedge put between us, you know, at the end. You know, for her last few years, after my grandfather passed, and so I think initially that made it, her passing, a little easier, but it's almost like recently I've been remembering a lot of the good times. So these are good tears, not bad tears. But yeah, just allowing myself to feel through all the things. So, you know, again, it was kind of easier in the beginning because I just had, but since her passing, she's, you know, been very present in my energy and like, you know, do you remember this? Do you remember this? And then even bringing other passed over loved ones and like, you know, it's been an interesting, I don't even want to say week, because I feel like this has been going on for a little bit. But sorry, I didn't mean to cry. I didn't know I was gonna do that. But you know, this would be my current experience where I'm at right now. Would be the time that I would go crawl up on her lap. You know? And she would fill my cup and she would hold me tight. And tell me that everything's gonna be okay, and I knew it was going to be after that. Because, yes, she even let me sit on her lap, even as an adult. So. But. Anyways, thanks for the space. Sorry. Dadgummit. That was not in the agenda. I don't know how, Sean. That's crazy. Thank you. But yeah, so, and with that too, right? She's been kind of reminding me of some of my other dreams from like when I was younger, of like, you know, well, what about this? Do you think that you would want to go towards this? Or, you know, how do you feel about this still? Or like, you were really good at this, right? Like, you know, or like, you know, you can continue, you know, it's not necessarily like a full on switch over, but maybe an integration, or like, you know, a multitasking type of thing. So, yeah, she was a Leo. Mary, for sure. But, yeah, just, you know, and she reminded me of something that I really loved, and I'm not going to say it here, but I would like to take the steps to move forward on that, possibly. But again, like I said, I'm at this point where it's like, all right, God, do your thing, because, you know, I feel like Austin Powers when he is trying to turn that car around or backing up, right? He's like, that's what I feel like right now. In some type of way. Oh, shit. That's what I feel like, though. And that's okay. It's an okay spot to be, right? Because I'm also learning too that, like, people go through shit, right? Like, life isn't always peaches and cream, you know, rainbows and butterflies. And I've just, because of, you know, the way that I was raised, I was really afraid of going through shit, right? Really afraid of misstepping or making a mistake, or, you know. So it's like an opportunity for me to be okay with, you know, the current situation. You know, I just, when you're raised by people, you know, that, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but, so I'm learning to be okay in times that not that I don't necessarily not feel okay, because honestly, I don't feel necessarily anxious, or like, there's a lot of peace, you know, little bit of, you know, fear clearly still rising up, and I'll work through that, you know, but yeah. Yeah. And that's what I know. But there was a programming inside of me that said, red alert, we're not going to be okay, you know, for the longest time when things would start to, you know, when things would start to go left, right? And so that's where this is kind of coming up, right? So that I can rest in the knowing that it's okay. Life is not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be, you know, all the good stuff, you know? So, but anyways, thanks for listening. Yeah. I love you guys. He was the sweetest. Yeah. Exactly. So, whatever happens, wherever we go from here, it's going to be beautiful. I know that for sure. You guys are the best. Oh shit, you guys, I gotta go get Zelle. Okay. Anyways, sorry, 2:04. Gotta go get my kids. Listen, I love you. I hope you have a good day. I did not realize it was what time it is. I love you, I love you, I love you. Have a good day. Thank you for holding space. Thanks you for hanging out. Thanks for choosing to spend some time. Enjoy this new moon energy, and I'll see you soon.